All right, this is the KEARNY project. First thing I want to let you know is that the very first thing I did was I imported your drawing model into my template file. It's very important for me that whenever you do any of my projects, you begin with my template file, and I'll show you how you're gonna go about it. The first thing you do is you go to File, New, and then you're gonna hit Browse. And wherever you save my template file, Longman 2023, you're gonna use that to start your project. Okay, you're gonna open it, and then when it comes open, um, I want you to go to File, you hit save, and then you're gonna save it as a project, and you name it and everything. Okay. And the reason why I want you to use my template file is because I have set it up to help you progress fast. All my preferred wall types are all here, and they've already been tagged. All of my floor types are here. My commonly used door types are here. Bathroom fixtures are all here, and appliances, steps. And I'm going to be putting in more things to make this as updated as possible. And what all you have to do when you're doing a project for me is just to select, if I that, and then create similar, and you know usually the parameters, you can see the important parameters is like the location line is finished face interior, the base constraint, if there's a basement level, no offsets, top constraints up to level first floor or roof, it should be. But um it's just better. I find that it's just better that if you just do it this way. um, and actually what I've done is that I've started already a base model. This model has no nothing to it, no windows, no doors, nothing. It's just the exterior walls. But I want you to just take this as your starting point, edit this, and just finish this, use this as a model, and I'll tell you why as we go along. But anyway, so that's what you're supposed to do. Let me close this. So that's what I've done here, is that on the kind of Kearney, I pulled it in. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna over here. Okay, so this is the project we're working on right now. I am going to start with a 3D model. Now, I've already set up this view, but I want you to always set up a model. Whenever you set a project, your base model, go ahead and set up a model view, and here's a really important thing: make sure it's the right phase. Let's talk about phases. Whenever we work through phases, right? You're familiar with the existing phase and the construction phase. These are the only two phases I'm using right now. It's very important. Everything you draw needs to be in the existing phase, unless it is new construction, unless we move to another phase. Okay. So I have this model. So I'm going to rename. All right, now in examining your model, I can tell you right now, just off the bat, it's a good model. I appreciate the effort. So I'm gonna go quickly to the things that stick out for me, right? So One is when I selected this wall, when I first selected this wall, right away, it was not in the right fit. It was new construction. I fixed it. I had to select everything. Everything here is supposed to be existing correct. So I selected everything you have here and I put it in the right phase. But here's the other thing that is important is wall parameters. See, you have location line and wall center line. That's not right. Usually I want my location lines to be finish face interior, and I'm going to explain to you why this is important in a second. Also, base offset. Foundation is usually the lowest point. I don't know why it's -4 here, but we'll fix that. Okay. Top offset too. That's fine. Another quick note: a lot of these houses, when it's a brick house, they don't have exterior trims like this, right? So what I do is I select the window. Just to make it fast, I'm going to select all instances visible in view, select all of them and I handle them all at once. What I want to do is I want to remove the exterior trim. Okay, let's remove, apply that. See, that's what windows look more like in a brick wall. And we're not done yet. There's one more thing over here, window inset. I want you to set it in about, let's say, 3 inches. Okay, boom. So now that's more like it. I'm gonna maybe cast a shadow just so it looks right. Well, the shadow's on the wrong side, but anyway, you get the idea, right? These windows are inset in the brick wall. This one is not. Right click, select all instances visible, and we're gonna remove exterior trim, and we're gonna inset it with 3 inches. Boom. Okay. This window is in not in brick. It is in a wood frame wall with a plastic veneer finish. So a lot of these do have frames that allow that. I know I'm being nitpicky about these details, but I don't know. I kind of like my house to be accurate. The other thing that's stood out to me, um, you see this here, some kind of detail. Whenever you do this slab, they often overhang. They're not flush with the wall like this. I'm gonna edit this. That's let's pick another view. Okay, so it usually comes out by about an inch or two. I'm gonna say it's 1 inch. 1 inch. 1 inch. Okay. Finish that. Would you like walls to attach? In this case, yes, I want the wall to attach to the bottom. Yes. Measure. Let's go back to that view. See, that looks better. Okay. Um, this is gray, except we have a floor concrete. A 1 inch concrete floor will crack if you stepped on it. Okay, so these things they're always, you can just go generic concrete slab 4 inch or generic 4 inch slab. Okay, that one. In this case, it seems like it is set in the that's fine. Important. I'm gonna show you another way of dealing with these exterior steps. Um, but this is fine. But you know, just with these, I tend to just do custom steps because when you do steps in Revit, they follow very specific rules. you can be very precise and exact, but in the real world they're not. So when we're doing existing conditions, not new construction, existing conditions, we will always just go with we will sketch it just so we could get to where we want, both interior and exterior steps. Okay. Um, Here another thing. The, once again, I'm gonna remove these. Okay. See, these windows are not right. Okay. They were inversed, so correct that. Um, Meaning that the exterior was on the interior and the interior was on the exterior. So I hit the space bar and I flipped it. This is an example of where I like use my template. This door that you've selected here, this is not a residential door. This is a commercial door. It is metal. Um, and most residential doors here in the United States are wood doors. Um, but these doors are, if you're using my template, you will have plenty of these available to you. So you go here, door exterior single, and we're gonna go with a 32-inch. That's more like it. That's kind of door we have here. All right, something doesn't look right here. This looks very high, but okay. So now another thing I've done is that just for purpose of this video, which you can also do in your workflow, is that I've created a draft sheet. Let me know if you know how to do that or not. And in the draft sheet, I've put in, they're called red lines. All the PDFs I sent you are right here. So we're going to be able to come here and reference these. That's what these notes that I have for you. Let's look at that exterior. Okay, so look at that. And I can see here that these windows are lined up with the top of the door, and that this distance between the top of the window and this beam is just about flushed with the top of these columns, right? See that? And I know there's no way for you to know what the slope is here, but I can see that this roof just hits the bottom of this windows on the second floor. So I'm going to go back to this model and see how that is. Yeah, this column. Let's see how tall these columns are. I'm going to go to the elevations for this. Okay, so you go to, I'm going to go, the elevations are probably already preset because I'm using my template where I already preset the elevation view. So I'm going to go here, existing view. Okay, in this case it's reverse, same front view, but this is obviously the rear. I'm going to go to existing rear view. It's here, but it's cut off. I'm going to adjust it. And you can see there's some things that are odd about this. Oh, this is the dirt. Um, but also here are things that don't look right. Like this wall seems separated from this wall. It shouldn't be separated. Obviously, I don't see the section line. I'm gonna go back over here as is and see what's going on. This is the view we're looking at here, and it looks. I'm sorry. This is the rear view. That's not the view we're looking at. This is the view we're looking at, and this is why it's looking weird because the cut line is in the wrong place. When I pull it back here, grab this thing and pull it back out here too. Go back to there we go. Now we can see our columns. Now I wanted to come here because I just want to know, this is height 76. That's my right. And the height of the column should be. go. Okay. Um, this door seems this. Let me see. I'm looking at this distance here from here to here. This is a bit much. That's 8 inches. That's quite a drop. I'm gonna go look at my red lines. Yeah, that's too much. See, it's only about. See, this thing is about. I'll say maybe 6 inches at most. That's probably just 6 inches also. Not really full 6 inches, but I'm gonna go back here. I'm gonna let's see what this is. That's what this floor is. This floor is on the properties. -8. That's too much. -6. Yeah. It's better. These colors look kind of narrowish. 8 inches. Oh, it's too small. I mean, this is not your fault. There's no way you would have known. But let's go back here. These columns. Okay, I see what's happening. I know what happens here, but they're usually about the same size as this. Okay, I think what you did here, I don't know if you model this in place. That's fine. Let me just show you another way, okay? You go to the columns, you get the architectural columns, we're going to need structural columns right now. Rectangular column, 18 by 18. But what I'm working with is actually younger than it's about 14. Here's the wrong side. So let's see. 14 inches by 14 inches. Here. And I'm just eyeballing, but you know, you get the idea. Go back to view, suggest this. Let's set this down to minus. So, okay, just like this. And we want this to go up to the first floor, maybe 76. Where I do that, like that. Oops. I need to the top of the screen. First floor, 76. No, like this really is not quite right. That's fine. This once again, I'm nitpicking. I tend to want my thing to look right. This really is much smaller. Here we look the changes. We're gonna bring angular, rail structure, top rail times 2 inch by 2 inch. That's really small. We use a like a one. It's not even 1 by 1. It's much smaller. Profile 2 inch by 2 inch square. And then okay. And then base offset um -6. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna keep it 0, but for no reason, 1 inches off the ground. Also for base offset. Okay, it's up. Drop it down. How tall is this? It should be about 3 inches. The floor is 210. So we make this 8 2 feet. Okay. So my properties. Okay. Now let's go to this roof. To drop that roof. And this should be lined up with the top of. Lined up with the top of 6'9". There. I'm gonna drop that down. That being so, this thing is just supposed to be just a little that very very steep. So let's go on. Leave your body. So which means this window is like 360 height is too much. Typically, a lot of these windows are, well, first of all, you have to get the right size, right? They're usually about 23 inches off the floor. question is, okay, I'll fix that for you. So then the other thing is, look at these steps. These steps. Okay, just so you know, well, concrete, they're not concrete steps. They're not monolithic steps. Yeah, these are wood steps. Okay. So landing and everything is all made of wood. Just see the better pictures. Alright. So not monolithic, but we're gonna go with open rise of middle street. Open rise of nope, that's a bit too much. It gets the point, but it's not what I want. Residential code size, open riser. Here we go. Yeah, that's more like it. So here, for the concrete, it's not concrete. It's good. But here, a lot of times they'll do this. It's not just go with generic everything, generic floors, because the reason is this: when you start dealing with um, materials, right? You often just deal with that when you're dealing with new construction. Okay, that's when the material matters into new construction. It's not as accurate, but I'm letting it slide because I'm gonna. It's not important. We're gonna move on. This. Okay. Before I stop this video, because I'm gonna go deal with actual red lines from you. This is not right. If you look at the red lines, a little bit more space, right? But it's okay that you didn't get it right. I will take responsibility for that. Should give you some dimension, but also, let's sketch. Here we go. Here you're gonna get a sense. But okay, this is kind of a rough sketch. I don't want to hold you to it, but I'm gonna fix that for you. The, what I will point out was important for you outside to see you don't make a distinction here that this is two materials. It's two materials, which means that it's I'm gonna do this. Okay, let's cut into your model. All right. walls here is generic 12-inch. It's a generic 10-inch. I don't know if I called it up, but that's what it is. I told you I was going to speak to you. See, yes, these walls you have them. I don't know why you have this negative 4-inch on the bottom constraint, and then you also have walls interline. I'm going to first do with the walls interline. Let me explain to you why I don't do that. Okay, let's go to your floor plan. Okay, let's say I give you a set of plans and I give you the interior dimensions, and they generate the exterior wall, whatever, right? I would say finish face interior, right? Specify that. Okay, so it's 10 feet by 60, right? That's what the dimensions is. That's the dimensions, right? And now, let's say you draw the wall, but you decide to use wall center line, and you create something. Let's say let's say they're exactly the same. They're similar. Say this is 10 feet. This one is 10 feet too, right? These two things are exactly the same size. I'm going to draw the inside. This is just so we know, right? This is a reference, right? Let me do this way. This is the inside wall. Inside surface, right? Unless I let's say now I come back to you and I say to you, hey, I just found out that um, these walls are not supposed to be um, 8 inches thick. They're supposed to be 12 inches thick. So please change it. Right? So you come back here. Let's say I said 38 inches thick. So now you pick 13 for this wall. This wall, make this wall 13 inches thick also, right? And then you do the same. Let's do the same to these walls. You see the difference between these two changes? See here, I've changed the thickness of the walls, but you see my dimension on the inside is still the same. It's still 10 feet. You see my red line hasn't moved, right? It's still on the inside. This one, on the other hand, my inside dimension has changed from 10 feet to 9 feet 7. See the red line? It's not where it was before. Why is that? Well, see this wall here, the placement, okay, placement line. Hmm, why the wrong wall into line? I'll come back to this later.